You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Everyone needs to sell something sometimes, no matter what you're in. You might not be a professional salesperson, but whether you're selling an idea to someone or you're trying to influence someone to do something that you want them to do, we're all selling to some extent. Now, it's Adam here, and in this session, I was actually working with someone that was selling financial products, so things like insurance and investment, to people, and they had a certain responsibility of finding prospects and pitching to them and converting. And they felt that was a pressured situation, even though it was their dream role. They tried really hard to get this role. They had it, and now it felt more like a chore and a challenge and a pressure. And that can happen in lots of sales environments. Lots of sales environments have targets, and they have expectations, and there is a culture of you have to hit your targets and deliver certain KPIs, and that can feel like pressure. But interestingly, the people that do the best at sales tend to have certain things in common. They tend to believe what they're doing is valuable for their clients. They tend to treat it like a bit of a fun game rather than drudgery. And also they believe in their own ability to do well and get better. And when these things are there, then those people that are having fun doing what they're doing are always going to outperform those people that it's just a job and they're just turning up to make money. If money is the byproduct of creating value for people, you're going to make way more money than if the objective is to take clients' money, if that makes sense. So if you feel pressure when selling in any situation, or if you feel it's a bit stressful and daunting, you might get some value from this, because the essence of it is to make selling light and fun and enjoyable and playful rather than drudgery, which can make it harder to actually sell. Because you wouldn't like to be sold to if someone is deadly serious and they look jaded and bored or resentful of their work. If you meet someone who is genuinely passionate about what they do, they seem credible, knowledgeable, and that comes through in their language. It doesn't seem like they're just doing a job. You're going to respond more positively to them than you would do to that person that is just there to sell a product. And if that's how you would respond as a potential buyer, it also means that that's the ideal way to be if you are a seller. And to some extent, hopefully that comes across when I'm talking. I don't need to do this. I do it from a place of being passionate about hypnotherapy, but also I like having a podcast and sharing my hypnosis with the world. And yeah, some people will listen to my stuff and think, I want to work with that person, but hopefully it doesn't feel too salesy. And hopefully it doesn't feel too salesy because I'm genuinely enthusiastic about what I do. But equally, the balance is to give people an opportunity to work with me if they think I'm the right person. So every now and then I'll say something like, there's a link in the description where someone can book a free consultation call. That's not hard selling. That's not manipulative selling. That's waving a little bit of a carrot for those people that might want to work with me to say, here's how you can do it. And hopefully that comes across that way rather than being too cheesy and salesy. So if that's of interest, do that. And if it isn't, don't worry, you can still get the hypnosis completely for free just by listening to this. And if you want versions without intro and explanation, I've got a very low cost subscription, which means you get all of the sessions just the pure hypnosis, nothing else. So if that's of interest, check those out. But if you want to sell better and have more fun, then this is the session for you. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a wonderful, slow, long, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, feel that wonderful feeling of release. As if any tension, stress, and pressure is starting to leave your body in that outward breath, where each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. And I wonder if you can scan your body for any clues of tension. Maybe in your jaw, your neck or your shoulders, your arms or your legs. And I want you to get a sense of what it would feel like if every time you breathe out, you're releasing a bit more of that tension, stress, or pressure. And every time you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're thawing something deep within. Because I think there's a part within you, maybe a part from your childhood that loves to have fun, to feel playful, to feel joy. And sometimes all of the stress and pressure can freeze that part that likes to smile and play and connect. So imagine breathing in a warm color that starts to melt away that frozen part that likes to play and have fun. And as you exhale, feel the serious pressure leaving your body, meaning every time you breathe in, you're feeling more joyful and relaxed. And every time you exhale, it's like a release valve of stress and pressure and tension. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed now. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you could imagine walking through a park on a sunny day, maybe a spring day, or a summer's day. And I wonder if you can connect to that feeling of calm tranquility. A park in a city is like an oasis in the desert. Surrounded by the hustle and bustle, there is an oasis of calm tranquility. And you can connect to that calm tranquility now. You can appreciate the smell of a flower, the green leaves of a tree, perhaps the sound of distant traffic, feeling calm and relaxing, just like the waves of a lake or a wave of the sea breaking on the shore. And right here in this park, there's nowhere you need to go, and nothing you need to do, no targets to hit, just this moment and the simple act of breathing in and releasing. And as you notice your breath, you may begin to realize that effort isn't even required for breathing to happen. It just happens. And in the same way, just allow your shoulders and neck to relax, your jaw to loosen, your forehead to release any tension. And with each outward breath, release that pressure you've been carrying. The pressure to perform, the pressure to prove, the pressure to make things happen. Because right now, you get to rest your mind. You get to rest your thoughts. And just allow your imagination to be open to new ways of thinking. And I want you to imagine somewhere in that park is a door, but not connected to a building, just a door. And as I count down from 5 to 1, you will imagine opening that door, walking through and stepping into a space that feels familiar, that feels safe, that feels light. You might even feel like stepping into a game. But for now, stand in front of the door, and 5, put your hand on the handle. 4, turn the handle. 3, open the door. 2, walk through the door. And 1, close the door behind you. And feel like you're in a world of play, an open space. No clock ticking, no one watching or judging. Just you and possibility. And in this world, nothing bad happens if you just explore. And you can talk to people, ask questions, and discover what they need. And maybe you notice something important here. You're not trying to win. You're simply playing. And because you're playing, you're relaxed, curious, engaged. And in that relaxed state, you perform better without trying to. And as you stand in this space, connect to something subtle but powerful. But connecting with people isn't something you have to do. This is something you get to do. You get to talk to people. You get to learn about their world. You get to understand their life, what's valuable, the future they aspire to have. And what if that distinction alone, moving from obligation to opportunity, flips a switch in your mind, creates a lightness in your body? Because when something is chosen, it feels different than when it's forced. In this game, every conversation and interaction could open a doorway to a new level. And some levels are short, and some are longer, and some unlock new paths later on. But in this world, there is no failure, only a feedback loop. You either win or you learn. And you don't need to carry the result of any one interaction into the next interaction, because each conversation, exchange, or interaction stands alone, fresh, clean, unburdened. And what if, because you're enjoying the game itself, you stay in it longer, you stay sharper, it feels like fun, and you come to a conclusion that the people who have the most fun outperform those who feel stressed and pressured. And what if this game starts to feel like interactions with prospects, previous clients? Just notice how the people you meet in this game are people. They're people first. And they may happen to be a prospect or a lead, but real humans with real lives. People with needs, questions, uncertainty. And you realize that helping them feels a lot like making friends. You can listen, you can care, and you connect. And when there's a real connection, doesn't it become easier to help them meet a real need? No pressure, no pushing, just connection, synergy, helping someone to do something that they hadn't even thought of yet. And this game teaches you something, because somewhere along the way you realize that money no longer needs to be the focus. What if you start thinking of money as a side effect, the natural result of creating value? I want you to imagine if your passion, if your childhood dream was to plant trees, it would be a bonus if those trees started bearing fruit later. And I want you to connect with that feeling that making connections, building relationships is like planting seeds. And you don't know which seed that you plant will end up bearing fruit later. You just know that you don't need to chase it. You don't need to grip it. You can just allow the results to flow from the seeds that you've planted. The money follows, it doesn't lead. And what if a strange paradox happens? That the very moment money is no longer a priority, that your body relaxes even more. Your voice steadies, your timing improves, your confidence becomes quiet and even more convincing. And when you're having fun, building relationships, making connections, don't be surprised if you end up making more money than you ever thought possible. When you focus on creating the value, the money will follow. But when people chase the money becomes elusive. So imagine that game looks very much like what you used to think of work. And I want you to allow yourself to form a new belief. Yes, it's a numbers game, but quality matters so much more than quantity. One great connection with someone with a real need is worth way more than 10 forced conversations with someone reluctant or disinterested. And what if by being selective and present and genuine, you start connecting more with clients that see your integrity? They feel safe with you. They trust you. And it's that trust that's the foundation of where ethical and win-win solutions naturally emerge. I want you to connect with the idea that you can live that dream. You can have fun. And the money will flow as the side effect, not the purpose. And any time pressure or stress tries to appear, your mind now knows a new way to respond. What if you do the opposite? Instead of tightening, you relax. Instead of rushing, you slow slightly, as if stress were a balloon, and you simply loosen your grip and allow that stress to just float away. Light, easy, unimportant. Because this is a fun game. And you play best when you're relaxed and you're enjoying yourself. And allow yourself to really connect with that place of integrity. You're not willing to sell unless it makes sense. You don't push people unless it's helping them. You don't win unless they win too. And that integrity becomes a magnet for more clients, bigger orders, longer relationships, because people can feel when someone is playing a clean, honest game. And I want you to imagine drifting into the future now, seeing yourself a few weeks from now. See yourself with more enthusiasm, less pressure. See yourself smiling more on those conversations and meetings. See yourself enjoying networking and prospecting. That future version of you looks forward to the process. And when you think of that future version of you, you can smile. Because you remember what this used to feel like before the stress crept in. Only now you have a force field that when this is play and fun and a dream, stress seems to feel elusive. And you're better at playing this game than ever before. You're more skilled, more grounded, more you. And as you see that future version of you, see that with the more enthusiasm and fun you're having, the more successful you are, and the faster you learn. And as this experience settles into you, you can allow your unconscious mind to keep those parts that are useful and gently discard anything unnecessary, knowing that from now on, selling feels lighter, friendlier, and more fun. And when you're ready, imagine walking back through that door, back into the park, and imagine touching the bark of some tree. Feel the texture on your fingertips. Feel the lightness, a renewed enthusiasm. Feel what it would feel like to be excited, to do things in a new way. And as you plant that seed of an idea, imagine floating back from that park all the way back to the here and now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.